Before I did Supermums, I was a dental hygienist. I did that for 7 years. During that time, I had a little girl. She's now 5. And whilst I was a dental hygienist, I very quickly realized that it wasn't for me. Whilst I loved talking to people, I wasn't learning anything new. And that actually started to affect my mental health. I guess I became very bored and doing the same routine day in, day out really just, it wasn't good for me. I've always been interested in learning new things. I've always kind of liked technology, but I never really went into it. So when I say like technology, like I had an iPhone and stuff like that, it was nothing like AI focused or any of those things. Um, but having been in dentistry, I didn't know anything else. And I'd never been in a business environment. All I knew was helping patients. But I knew I needed to do something else. I couldn't have done it for the rest of my life. But I wanted to change career into something that my goal really was a job that would allow me to take my daughter to school and pick her up from school. Like if I had done that, I knew I would have made it. And that sounds really basic, but it's something that I really wanted. But also like I wanted to have a good income. That's important to me, as I'm sure it is important to all of you. And I'm sure we all define a good income differently. But like I wanted to have a house and a nice car. And so I knew I needed to change. I have always enjoyed maths and that kind of stuff. And with Salesforce, you can become more technical if you want to without having like a computer science degree or something like that. So I already found Salesforce because my husband actually worked for Salesforce, but he was in marketing, nothing to do with like the actual product and Salesforce admins. And similarly, he was at the 2019 event called Dreamforce. Dreamforce, if you don't know, is like the world's biggest tech um, a meetup conference, and it's held in San Francisco. And Heather was on stage and she got her golden hoodie. A golden hoodie is like you're really important to Salesforce. You've done a lot of work for them. Like they really like want to support you and make you feel valuable. And that is one of the big things, without sidetracking too much, that I find really great about Salesforce that I don't think is anywhere else. No matter who you are or where you work, even if you work at different companies, if you are anything to do with Salesforce, like an admin, a developer, a business analyst, there's this big community where everyone is just, they just want to see each other succeed, which I found really strange to begin with. You can go onto the Salesforce platform. There's like I don't know, lots of different places, even LinkedIn, where you can just ask someone something that you don't know. There's a Salesforce admin and they'll get back to you and they'll try and help you. And that's really lovely. But going back to what I was saying a minute ago, Dan said to me, my husband, hey, have you thought about doing Salesforce? Like there's this lady, Heather, she has this company called Supermums, and she's really like there to support mums and parents into having a good job that pays well and allows you to really be there for your family. And so I looked into it a lot more, and it's one of the things that drew me to Supermums was, I would say, Heather, the whole team, but mainly Heather. Like, I'm not just saying this, but genuinely, I feel like she wants everyone to succeed. It's not just a business to her. Like she understands that, like, hey, we all have families. I'm not going to get emotional because I could, but like, we want to be there for our families, and she really wanted to support us all through the journey, not just like completing the course. Off you go. It's very much complete the course, but we will help you find a job afterwards. Um, and so that's really why I chose Supermums. Sorry. It's been a long journey. So I was looking to do Supermums when I lived in the UK, but actually we moved to America. And then I thought, well, how can I do this? But Ed was like, yeah, you can do the course in America. So I joined the same course. I took the course in America. The thing that I really loved about Supermums is it's not just Trailhead. If you haven't heard about Trailhead yet, Trailhead is like Salesforce's own online training that anyone can go and do. It's free. The thing that I needed was confidence. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence because I'd never been in the business industry. I knew nothing, essentially. And being with Supermums, it was guided lectures. You had a mentor. You could reach out to them at any time to ask questions. You had homework. You built stuff in something called a dev org, which is a developer environment where you really get hands-on with Salesforce. And then that gave me like things to talk about afterwards. So once I then had interviews, you stood out from other people that had just done Trailhead. I could say like, hey, like I've got this portfolio I've built, all of these things that I've built in Salesforce. Like come and have a look. I've got people I can talk to who will help me in the future when I need it. And that was a big thing with Salesforce. One thing that Foki was talking about as well is networking. This, I would say, is one of the biggest takeaways, whether you do Supermums or not, is networking. To get a job afterwards, you can have the certification. Lots of people have the certification, but the thing you need is to be on LinkedIn. And I found that difficult because I also don't really like social media, but I knew I had to do LinkedIn, and especially because I lived in America at the time, it's the biggest thing. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, create a LinkedIn. Make it all about Salesforce, connect to people, connect to admins, talk to people, and they will help you. It's really strange, but if you reach out to people, they will help you. And Supermums are really good about like putting content on your LinkedIn, like what you should be putting on there, like banners, who you should be connecting to, and giving really great advice on that side of things, because that's where job hunters will be. They'll be looking on LinkedIn for you. And if you have a good LinkedIn profile, you're going to get that first interview. So anyway, I did the Supermums course. I loved it. I love the learning new things all the time. I'm still learning new things all the time. So once I finished, I worked at the Devo group, and uh, and that was good. A big tip I would give to anyone is uh, that part is really valuable. It gives you good hands-on experience outside of the course, but you will get out what you put in. I think there were a lot of people who didn't see it as valuable and didn't put as much time into it, and they struggled getting a job, some of them. They took a while. But if you really put the effort in and said, like, hey, I'll do that, and put your hand up to stuff, you'll get a job tomorrow. So really put the effort in and you will get it back. So I finished the course, and Supermums were still in touch with me. We have a WhatsApp group, everyone talks, it's lovely. I actually met Heather afterwards at Dreamforce. And one of the best things is, whilst Heather is the CEO, so she obviously owns the company, she is very down to earth. I'm sorry, Heather, I'm talking about you like you're not here, but I've never really met her in person before, and she was lovely, like, and genuinely just wants you to succeed. It was like, how are you doing? You know, she knew who I was, and it was lovely. So that's really good. You're not just a number to Supermums. I then got my first job. So I thought I finished in April 2023. So that was only 2 years ago. I got my first job as a solo admin at a tech company, having never been in business before, having never worked in technology before. The learning was like this, like really, really steep. But if you're wanting to change career, you can do it. And there are times where you'll think, I can't do it, and you can. Like, I look back now on the amount I've learned in that 2 years, and it's incredible. Like, you can do it. Just put your mind to it and you can. Going forward now, I'm a senior Salesforce admin. I started a new role 2 months ago in London. It's the best thing. I've never looked back in my dentistry career. I'm actually actively trying to get my friends out of dentistry and into Salesforce because it's just incomparable. I now have a job that pays well. I pick my daughter up from school. I go into the office when I want. I fly to Barcelona with work. I'll be going to Dreamforce this year in San Francisco with work. Like, it's incredible. There's a lot more out there. Like, if you ever think, like, oh, I don't know if I can, I really don't think I should, do it. Seriously, whether it's Supermums or not, there is a lot more out there, and you won't look back. So yeah, I never used to be a confident person. Sometimes I have imposter syndrome, as everyone else does, but you will gain so much self-confidence by just being supported in a new role. I've probably rambled on quite a lot there, but I'll quickly say what I do now. I work in a big team with Salesforce admins. We have developers. We have a big focus at the moment on AI, so artificial intelligence. One of my big tips would be, if you can go into the artificial intelligence space, do. It's a big thing now. You will get employed. Salesforce, you can learn it there. Your employer will probably give you training as well. Transferable skills, I think, is a big thing. So you might think, no, I can't do any of this stuff. Like, I've never really used Excel and stuff like that. You'll pick it up. You will learn it on the job. People will teach you. A big thing is transferable skills. That's really what they're looking for. And I feel that's what they were looking for in my job interview, more than what I could do with Salesforce. It's, are you a nice person? Like, are you going to help other people? Are you a problem solver? Do you like troubleshooting? Because that's a lot of our role, right? There's problems with Salesforce, go and fix it. Do you enjoy that stuff? Are you willing to learn? I think those are the things they're looking for. Like, they want to work with a nice person that's going to go and find the answers and learn as they go. No one expects you to know it all, and you will get there. So I hope I haven't rambled on too much there, but if you have any questions for me, please do ask.
Oh, thank you, lovely. I can't believe it's 2 years ago since we were in San Francisco.
I know. I actually moved back a year ago, and when I moved, I was working for a US company,
Yeah.
and they kept me on, and so I was the only UK employee from their company, which was really quite nice. And then
Wow,
when I changed job recently, I managed to keep the same pay, so that was even better.
that's
Because if you don't
amazing.
know, they pay really well in America, but
Yeah,
not quite so well here. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
amazing. Well, so proud of you. Well done getting your senior admin role, and thank you for your lovely words
Thank
as
you.
well. It's very sweet.
Oh no, I genuinely mean it. Like anyone out there, like genuinely mean that. I'm not paid to say that or anything. Like that's from the heart.
No, I'm not paying you.
No.
Oh, it's lovely. Thank you. We've got questions. So, Lavette, do you want to ask your question?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I was very inspiring just seeing how you've moved around different countries. Um, what is like the work experience like? Like how long is it for and what kind of areas would you work in? Can you kind of specify or is it kind of like an all-rounder? That would be great.
So, the time period on the work experience, I believe, is 3 months, but you could stay on as long as you wanted. So whilst I was still looking for a job, I stayed there. So then, like on LinkedIn, it looked like I was working for them for a long time, which I was. And that whole time, I was just gaining more experience. Um, I worked for the DeVoe Group, and they are a consultancy for nonprofits. And so within them, you're assigned to a certain project they're working on. So for me, I was working on setting up Salesforce from scratch for a company, a nonprofit. And I have a big interest in automation. And I like doing formulas and things like that. And so I was working on the process side. So whilst I'm not technically a business analyst, you do a lot of business analyst stuff and it's great. You'll love it. Um, but I was working more on automating things. And I basically went into them. They said, you can do what you want. Like, what are you interested in? And I, at the time, there's this tool called flow automation that Salesforce is big on. And I enjoyed it, but I was scared of it. And so I put my hand up and said, I would like to do that to learn more. And so they put me on projects based on flow automation and building it and testing it and things like that. And that was really good. But as I said, with the work experience, the most important thing is to put your hand up. You don't have to sit there quietly. Like they're happy for any questions. And like there's a lot to do. So they won't like assign you loads of stuff, but they might say, hey, is anyone willing to do this? Just put your hand up and say yes. And if you have no idea what it's about, that's the whole point of work experience. So, or even if you just want to shadow them, they'll let you do that as well. And even if you say, I don't know, they will find something for you, but just put the work in and you'll get back what you put in.
Thanks, Alana. And just to add to that, so the work experience is 16 hours a week for over, like it happens over 10 to 12 weeks. It depends how quickly it goes by or what you do. And then what we can do, as we've done with some other people, is we can help sell you in potentially. If you see there's other work to be done, there might be an opportunity to turn that into a converted paid opportunity, like one of our Shanita I mentioned before. So, as Alana says, you put everything into it and you show, that you've got a great opportunity and they've got obviously budget available, then that could be a great match. And you do have a one-to-one mentor that works with you every single week throughout the programs. When you're doing the work experience, you have a mentor that's there to support you with anything that you get stuck with, plus your cohort, your community, the wider Supermums alumni. And as Boki said as well, I think you just throw it out to Google and YouTube and everything else because you have to be quite resourceful to find solutions. So I hope that helps. So thank you.
ChatGPT is also really helpful. Just don't put any company data in there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's the new go-to as well, isn't it? For sure.
Mm.
Definitely formulas. I'm very impressed, Alana, that from your dentistry and not being techie to now being the formula whiz kid. I mean, great.
I'm obsessed. I love tech. I love formulas. I'm going to go down the developer path.
I love
But we're
it.
we're implementing AI at the moment, which is really cool as well.
Amazing. Oh, and then they're taking you to Dreamforce. So it sounds like you've got a dream.
Yes,
That's
I
amazing.
do. I really do feel like every morning I live the dream. When I was in dentistry, I would get so anxious before work every day. Every Sunday was awful, and now I'm never nervous. I'm excited to go to work, which is
Oh,
something I never dreamt of.
oh, that's amazing. I love that so
Mm.
much. I like these sessions. Just to hear
Yeah.
your stories. Oh, thank you. Any other questions before we let Alana go back to her day job? Hmm. Yeah, well, nothing. Well, you are on LinkedIn, aren't you, Alana? So if anybody
I
wants
am on
to,
LinkedIn. Yes, add me and I'll accept you. Don't worry.
yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us and really appreciate everything that you've said. And so happy for you. That's what we want,
Thank
right?
you.